before going back to your previous point, I just want to ask about the historic Muhammad. So this seems quite fundamental to me. Who was Muhammad? This is something you've written about, The Quest for Historical Muhammad, a famous book that you edited. This is an issue that came up actually in my conversation with Ed Hussein. Now, I'll start with the tricky issue of Muhammad's wives. I brought up the fact that Muhammad is alleged to have had a 6-year-old wife and consummated when she was 9, which is obviously a very difficult or inconvenient issue, inconvenient thing. But he said I was wrong. He said that firstly, that was contested. Secondly, that was the evidence of that was written 90 years later. And there is other evidence that that specific wife was actually older. I'm quite interested by that. And seeing as you've studied it, do you think Ed is right in saying that, or is there more to the story about?
No, that just shows you the kind of dishonesty you get involved in.
What's the truth about that young wife?
That one thing is true, that all our knowledge of the lives of Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, are based on literary evidence, which some of it dates more than 300 years after his supposed death. So there are no surviving extant, documents which are contemporaneous with Muhammad,
Including the Quran.
including the Quran. We don't know what the origin of the Quran. In my view, the Quran has very little to do with somebody called Muhammad. But that's another issue.
We'll come back to that.
Come back. So our knowledge, Hussein is right in one sense, that our knowledge of all the his wives, what he did, and so on, are contained in the Hadith.